Well, they've finally done it. Jackery have been pioneers in the field of power stations and solar generation, green energy. But they've always made the claim that sticking with NMC batteries is best. And for certain applications, I would agree. NMC stands for nickel, manganese, cobalt, and it's the type of cathode technology used in the lithium batteries in the Jackery power stations. And the great thing about NMC is it's probably the most dense way of getting energy stored in a battery. That means that for camping applications, Jackery power packs are always smaller and lighter weight than the competition. The one downside of NMC batteries is that their lifetime, if you're continually charging and discharging them, the lifetime is not as good as some of the alternatives, in particular lithium iron phosphate batteries or LiPo. So for their new Jackery Explorer 2000 Plus, Jackery have switched to LiPo technology. It means the power pack is a bit bigger than the equivalent Jackery 2000 Pro, which I recently reviewed. If you check my link up in the corner there. So the battery pack's a bit bigger, but the specs are better as well. And we're gonna go through it. There's also an expansion battery. This 2000 Plus can get expanded up to over 12 kilowatt hours of storage. I've got the battery pack 2000 Plus, so I can double the capacity from the 2042 watt hours that we get here with the 2000 Plus, and I can double that up to about just over 4 kilowatt hours with this battery pack. There's a load of other advantages. We're gonna go through it on this beautiful day in the UK. The sun is shining, so hopefully we can do some solar charging as well. I'm looking forward to it. Without further ado, let's dig into this. So I sometimes love it in these videos when people just instantly unbox, and I'm gonna try that today. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, boing, as if by magic, unboxed in one go. You didn't miss much. It's really well packaged and just sort of polystyrene supports. So with the Jackery 2000 Plus, we've got a little bag of goodies. It's got your cables inside and some adapters. So we've got the standard cigarette lighter style charging cable and also a wall mains plug. And then we have Jackery's sort of adapter modules. And this is for converting their old solar panels to the new larger sockets on the 2000 Pro and Plus. That's all you get along with some instructions and a warranty. It's worth saying for both these, the standard warranty, if you don't buy from Jackery's official website, is 3 years. If you buy from Jackery's website, the official website, that gets extended up to 5-year warranty, which is sort of becoming an industry standard at the moment. Anker, Ugreen, other manufacturers offering that 5 years. So it's great that Jackery are doing that as well. And then the expansion battery 2000 Plus is here, much lighter unit. We'll go into the specs in a minute. And you get the connection cable for connecting the battery to the main frame 2000 Plus. Now I'm gonna take these inside now to get into a bit more detail. It's really hot out here. My camera is gonna be overheating in the sunshine. So let's nip inside and start talking features and what specs we got. And then after that, we'll do some testing. Right, we're inside now. And before we get stuck into the features of the 2000 Plus, I thought it'd just be instructive to do a direct sort of size and feature comparison with the good old 2000 Pro by Jackery. And you can see straight away that the 2000 Plus is significantly bigger than the 2000 Pro. And actually, you'll be surprised to know that the 2000 Pro has slightly more capacity, as in storage capacity, than this bigger brother. This is 2,160 watt hours. This is about 2,042 watt hours. There are other differences though, but this is roughly 50% bigger. It's also 50% heavier. So the 2000 Pro, 19.5 kilograms, but 2000 Plus is up at around 28 kilograms. It's a lot heavier to lift, takes up more space. And this is the difference between NMC batteries, lithium NMC, and LiPo, lithium iron phosphate. They're just not as energy dense, so you need more cells in there to deliver the same storage capacity. That's not the end of the story though. In terms of output power, the 2000 Plus is superior. 2000 Pro is 2.2 kilowatts and it can surge up to 4.4 kilowatts, which is still really meaty. This, on the other hand, is 3 kilowatts and it can surge up to 6 kilowatts. So it's got a bigger inverter in it, same storage capacity. And as I said before, this is expandable, whereas the 2000 Pro is just a fixed storage capacity. You know, you get what you pay for, you can't expand it in any way. Now, my view for camping, this is one of my favorite camping power packs. I like the size of it. I like the sweet spot of 2 kilowatts, 2.2 kilowatts, which will boil a kettle. I like the fact it's not that heavy, and it is just a really dependable power pack. And I'm not getting rid of this ever. I really, really like it. The 2000 Plus, I think, is a little more unwieldy. And I think for a weekend of camping, I'd think twice about taking this. It is manageable. I do like the handle, and we'll talk more closely about it in a few minutes. But just as a direct side-to-side comparison, you know, is it worth this extra size and weight for basically an extra 1,000 watts of output power? This will still do most of your camping needs. It will boil water, it will run a cool box. I really like this. This one, yeah, it's still good, but it just doesn't quite hold my attention as a camping only power pack. But of course you can still use it. Where this comes into its own a bit better, I think, is for home use as a battery backup for your house in terms of mains failure, in conjunction with solar panels. These have both got the same solar capability, 1.2 kilowatts. And if you check out my recent video, I do get 6 200 watt panels charging this up. You can do the same with this, so 1.2 kilowatts. And that will charge these things in around 3 hours under full sunlight, which is really, really impressive. I think it's the highest solar input power, these two, of any power packs on the market at the moment. But so in conclusion, I do think the 2000 Pro, if you're going for occasional camping for shortish periods of time, you know, up to a week or something, I really recommend the 2000 Pro. If you're using your power pack continuously, you're charging it in a motorhome with solar panels permanently connected to it, you need that extra lifetime, then you'd want something like this LiPo battery technology, which has much longer lifetime in terms of cycles. Anyway, just thought that would be useful. I'm going to get rid of the 2000 Pro now. If you are interested in the full review of this, please check the link above, and let's move on to the 2000 Plus now. So now I've brought in the expansion battery for the 2000 Plus. So this is exactly the same capacity, 2042 watt hours. So when used in conjunction with the 2000 Plus base station, you're doubling the capacity. And you can buy, you know, up to 5 or 6 of these and daisy chain the connectors and build up a real big home battery backup supply. And these will act as UPS, uninterrupted power sources, with a 20 millisecond switch time. So you can run, you know, computers and things that you don't want to go down in the event of a power cut. And this will switch automatically from mains onto battery backup within 20 milliseconds. So before I put this on top of this, I just wanted to go again through the wheels on this. So it is nice to see these wheels. They seem really quite sturdy. And when it's just standing there, they're not actually touching the ground. It's only when you tilt it back. So you have this telescopic handle, press the button, that comes out. Then when you tilt it back, it hits the wheels and you can move it around. So similar to the Anchor 767 Powerhouse with that telescopic handle. It does make it easier to move around. Then you have these side handles, sort of molded out of orange plastic here for lifting up, which is the 2000 Pro had an actual handle on the top. So I wouldn't recommend lifting this by this telescopic handle. It's not designed to lift up. You need to use these side handles like so. Let's take the expansion battery, and this has got the same design features with the handles. This is a lighter device, it hasn't got the inverter in it, and it's designed to just go on top. Now it doesn't clip in, we're just resting on these pads, but you can basically stack upwards. When you buy the expansion battery, Jackery send a cable here. So this doesn't come with the base station, it comes when you buy the expansion 2000 Plus. And then it's very easy to connect these two together. If I bring the camera round to the back, we can show you that. So this is the battery here, the 2000 Plus expansion. And you can do solar charging of the battery itself. You've got DC inputs. And then you can also charge via the mains or via solar through the expansion port. So on the 2000 Plus itself, we just have this connection point here. This is a whopping cable which pushes in like so. It carries a lot of current. And you push that in like that. And go around to the front. That's automatically turned on there, so we've got 28%. This number here is just showing the amount of storage on the base station 2000 Plus. It doesn't add on the extra capacity of the expansion battery. That has its own percentage here. So this is at 22%, this is at 28%. But if you're powering devices from the base station, it will draw that electricity from the expansion battery using the cable at the back when you need it. So you don't have to worry about what those levels are. It's all managed as you need it, but the indicators are showing the individual batteries. So let's take you through the front panel of the 2000 Plus. It's a really nice, simple front panel, clear display. And the expansion battery doesn't really have a lot to show for itself, just the display here showing how much capacity is left on it. The 2000 Plus itself, we have a front cover here for DC 12 volt, 10 amp. So this is your cigarette lighter output. And this will draw, power your cool boxes, anything that takes a 12 volt cigarette lighter style input. That will plug in here and get powered by this unit. You have the main on-off switch here, and basically that you just hold that in for several seconds and it will turn the unit off, and it will turn the expansion battery off because they are connected with that cable at the back. And if I hold that power button down again, it will turn on and it turns on the expansion battery. They're linked. Display is very nice and clear. We have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on the 2000 Plus. So there is an app, and I'll show you that shortly. You've got input power, output power, obviously, and then you have a lovely graphical color circle here, which shows you how much power storage capacity is left on the base station. Other alarms, etc., will come up here if it's overheating or something. But this is designed to work in really hot temperatures, and you can still charge it up if it's 45 degrees outside. So you can use this in really hot climates. Down on the next sort of layer down, we've got our USBs here. We've got two 18-watt USB-As. So that they're for fast charging, 18 watts. And then below that we have two USB-C 100 watt ports. I wouldn't say that's a large amount of USBs compared with other power packs on the market. It's roughly average. It's probably enough for a small family. Maybe would have been nice to maybe have an extra one of each perhaps. But you know, it's adequate, I think, there. So all the DC is activated with this switch. And when you do that, the remaining charge time is activated on the display and the green LED comes on. You cannot use the DC outputs, either this cigarette lighter or the USBs, unless that light is on. So that's just to save the battery and stop phantom power draining it if you don't actually need it. So you press that one, we're on. And then finally you've got your AC outputs. So in the UK, these are 220 to 240 volt AC. And there's 3 of those on here. And again, you've got an activation switch for those. Press that. Now with all these lights on, everything is activated. If we go to the back, so as I said before, you've got another hatch here. If we open that up, you have DC inputs for the base station. Just like on the battery pack, you've got the DC inputs. So this is if you want to charge from your car using 12 volt, you would use these DC inputs, and you also use them for solar panel inputs as well. Then above that, you've got the mains input. That's if you want to charge either of the units up from the mains. And actually, if you connect the mains here, it will charge the main base station and charge the battery expansion pack through the cable. So that is the main power pack. I want to show you the smartphone app, which is downloadable for iPhone or Android. So let me get that loaded up. The app here showing the 22% power remaining. And at the bottom of the screen, we've got the 28% of the battery pack, which we can look into. No power is being used at the moment. We can show that later. This is a pretty simple app. It can connect to the Jackery via Bluetooth, or it can connect to your Wi-Fi network. And I actually prefer that with Bluetooth. If you're walking around the house, you can easily lose connection, but with Wi-Fi, that's less likely to happen. Got settings, so you can easily change the name of the power pack, how to charge, whether you want quiet charging, fast charging. You can tell it to use all the batteries or save battery power. There's energy saving, and that will turn off your output if it's not being used, just to save battery. And then there's firmware upgrades. Mine's up to date, but it will tell you if there's any changes there and automatically upgrade. You can turn on and off your outputs. So if you want your DC activated, you can do that via the app, and you can tell the screen to either stay on or off, turn off after a time, or you can turn it off yourself by doing that. So let's test this power pack. A kettle's a real simple test. A lot of, 1,000 watt power packs, they all just trip out if you try and boil some water with a 3 kilowatt kettle, obviously. But the 2000 plus is 3 kilowatt capable, so it should be able to boil this with ease. Simply plug in the kettle into the power pack and then activate the AC. We then just pop on the kettle, and here we go. I want to check for fan noise. So now we are drawing 2,580 watts. Absolute effortless. Kettle's boiling already. Well, not boiling, but it's heating up. Let's have a listen for fan noise, but the kettle's so loud, probably not going to hear anything. So the fans are on. But Jackery do pride themselves on really quiet power stations, and I've got to agree with that. They are probably the quietest on the market, compared with like EcoFlow and Bluetti. Their fans, well, especially EcoFlow, the fan noise is so loud. The Jackeries are really good from that side of things. Kettle is boiling, heating up nicely here. So nothing untoward happening. Obviously the capacity is going down. Was 22%, now it's 21. And actually the expansion battery has gone down a little bit as well. So it's probably intelligently managing the power, taking a bit from the expansion battery and a bit from the base station. So it's absolutely not a problem. This is going to power most household items. So there, kettle boiled, no problems whatsoever, hardly any fan noise, really quiet operation, very impressive. So you can see we're at 25% for the battery, 19% now for the main 2000 plus. So we're lucky enough to have some sunshine today. So I'm just going to get two 200 watt panels, so 400 watt capable, and then I'm going to plug them into the 2000 plus, see what we get. So these are the Jackery's Solar Saga 200 panels, foldable panels. I'm just going to pop them out here. I do like these panels. If you're interested in them, you check out the link in the description. So they have legs on the back. So you have the 80-20 connector on one side, and we have Jackery's sort of bespoke connector which connects to the panel itself. On the back, up on the top here, there's a little, and then the cable, if you do it this way, the cable's in front of the panel, that will take a little bit of power. So you've got to think very carefully how you orientate all this stuff for best use. So I think what it does, it ramps up the input power to the unit slowly. We're at 40 watts at the moment. It's probably because the sun is not that direct on the panel. Sun's up here. It's probably better to turn them around this way. $20 watts. Nowhere near the 200. So I just powered up the app, and by leaving it a minute or two, we're actually up to a nice whopping 171 watts of input power now from a single 200 watt panel. So pretty impressive in the UK. It is July, but good to be getting, 90% of the capability with ease. So to do something different, so we've got that 170 watts of solar going into the Jackery 2000 Plus. But say we want to augment that with some mains power. Funnily enough, we've got the 2000 Pro here. So what I'm going to do is add in some mains charging to the 2000 Plus from the 2000 Pro. Saves me running an extension cable out from the house. So how do we do this? Well, it's quite straightforward. We plug into the Jackery 2000 Pro, turn it on, and activate the output. And then we plug the mains into the back of the 2000 Plus. So we're at 166 watts at the moment. The 2000 Pro's now gone up to 1.8 kilowatts, and now we've got 1.95 kilowatts going into the 2000 Plus. So we've got 1.8 kilowatts coming out of there. We've got about 170 watts of solar combined. We've got just under 2 kilowatts total. So that's DC and AC into the 2000 Plus. Nice. So what are my thoughts on the Jackery 2000 Plus and its expansion battery pack? Well, I like it, but I've got to say I'm a real fan of the 2000 Pro. I think for the money and for camping only expeditions, this would be my power pack of choice. You can just see the size difference. You know, you're getting 2.2 kilowatts of power and 2,100 watt hours. This is less storage capacity and much bigger, but it has got a bigger inverter, and it boiled my 3 kilowatt kettle. It boiled water with that with ease, and it's really quiet operation. The fans are very, very silent. Hardly ever hear it ramp up. Even now in direct sunshine, it's charging with about 1.7 kilowatts going in from solar and from mains. And there's a little bit of fan noise, but absolutely nothing to write home about. Where the 2000 Plus really scores points over the 2000 Pro is for more long-term use. So this will last 10 years charging daily, and you'll still have 70% capacity left after 10 years. So it can do 4,000 cycles before it hits 70%. That's much more than the 2000 Pro. So I'd say if you're just using occasionally, you're going camping every couple of weeks or something and you need a power pack, I would go for the 2000 Pro. I love its size and weight. If you're permanently hooking your power pack up to solar panels and they're getting charged every day, discharged, you want something with a longer lifetime, and the 2000 Pro isn't it. Then I would certainly be looking at the 2000 Plus. There are some competitors on the market, but Jackery have been around a long time now, and I've never had a single problem with their products. They're just really rugged, really great for outdoor use. They're designed to operate at really high temperatures. You know, people in Arizona or the desert are using these things, and you can still charge at quite high input power even when it's at 40 degrees centigrade. The electronics in here are designed, they're calibrated so that it knows the temperature and it will adjust the charge time accordingly. So how long is charge time? Well, on mains input only, you're gonna be charging this in about 2 hours, maybe a little bit under. That's what I found. And you might go, well, why can't it go at 2 kilowatts input for the whole time? Well, that's again this battery management system that Jackery use. In order to extend the life of these batteries as long as possible, they ramp up the power. So actually the 2000 Pro has just run out of charge. I was charging up the 2000 Plus with it, and that's just turned off now. That's down at 0%. So I'm gonna have to charge up the 2000 Pro now. So I could just use the output of the 2000 Plus to charge up the 2000 Pro. But if you keep doing that, you run out of power eventually because of the efficiency. So it's not a perpetual motion machine. But I've proved the point. This will charge from solar and mains at the same time. It's still got the solar coming in. And while it's sunny, I'll leave it out here charging, I think. So final thoughts on the 2000 Plus. Yes, it has got everything you need. The 3 AC outputs, the USBs, all these power packs deliver pretty much similar in terms of outputs. I do like the wheels and the handle, and then adding on expansion batteries is really useful for a home scenario. So you can just stack up some more expansion batteries, and you know, at the 4000 watt hours, that's a really decent capacity, and this will go up to 12 kilowatt hours of storage. You know, that's more than most homes would ever require. It's not going to be cheap to do that, but I love the fact that it's got that modularity and ability to do so. So that's the 2000 Plus really, and I hope you found it useful, and I'm going to carry on playing with this, get some more charge in, and I'll leave you there with that. So thanks for watching. I've been Marky Mark, and this was Camping Secrets, and this was the Jackery 2000 Plus Power Pack. Thanks for watching.